mean a lot to me. I mean, just not for me, my family, my coaches, my teammates, just my neighborhood, my community, people that was looking up to me.
I feel like it would mean a lot to me, my family, and the school. I feel like it would mean a lot to my family because we've been through a lot.
Just to be able to give back to my family. Me putting a smile on everybody's face in my family, that's what keeps me going.
I have a mental toughness thing where it's just like, no matter how hard you hit me and no matter how hard you come at me, I'm still gonna get up.
Welcome to Hard Rock Stadium. This is where some of the best players in the NFL come to play ball. And tonight, we've got some future stars in the building. I'm Mike Cunio, alongside Trish Christakis, and we are getting you ready to introduce to you four of the best football players in Dade and Broward County.
And here in South Florida, Mike, as you know, football is king, and CBS Miami continues to highlight some of the top high school players in the country with, of course, our search for the next Nat More Trophy winner.
That's right, and we are in year 5, hard to believe, and past winners and nominees have gone on to play major programs around the country. So the question we have to ask ourselves right now is, who's next?
It's a great question. All season long, we have been at early morning lifts, their practices, and of course, Mike, their games. Now, the search has been on, to say the least, and out of all of the athletes, it was pretty difficult.
It was.
A little bit, but now we have our top 4 finalists for the CBS Miami Nat More Trophy.
We start with Ben Hanks Jr., cornerback out of Booker T. Washington Senior High. He's got talent backed up by a football pedigree. Ben is the son of former Florida Gator legend Ben Hanks Sr. and now hopes to follow in his father's footsteps.
Our next nominee is Ezekiel Marslin, a linebacker from Miami Central Senior High School. Now, he makes a living in the backfield, over 20 career sacks, and has an offer list that looks like a CVS receipt, Mike.
Up the road in Broward is where we find our next finalist, wide receiver Malachi Toney, a game-changing wideout who stands out on a loaded roster over at American Heritage.
And last but not least is dual threat quarterback Enio Yapor from Miami Norland. A 5-year starter, has impressive numbers. He's Miami-Dade County's all-time leader in passing yards and touchdown passes. Now, Yapor, whose father is Dominican and mother is American, also grew up playing baseball as a pitcher, which helped develop his arm strength.
Well, now that we've introduced you to our 4 finalists, let's meet the guys, and we start with someone who's been on our eye from the jump, Ben Hanks Jr. He may be a football star, but he's a well-rounded athlete excelling at both track and baseball at the prep level.
It'll mean a lot to me. I mean, just not for me, my family, my coaches, my teammates, just my neighborhood, my community, people that was looking up to me, want to be in my shoes at any day, any moment. This would be a blazing even for the Overton Optimist community. Just to go back, give them to them kids, and then have that trophy next to me and say, anybody could do it, just not me.
Family on 3, 1, 2, 3. Family.
The competitiveness in us, I'll say, is from Little League, going against guys like Malachi Toney, EJ, Yapor, these guys right there, even in high school. But me playing against tough guys, it was amazing. Since Little League, now I'm going to play against them in high school. It's just the competitiveness in us, the dog, the atmosphere we have at games, the big games, the crowds, just like brings the energy just to go out there and do what we got to do to win the game. So I'll just say it's amazing. The competition here is great. You playing against great players every game. Nobody can't treat nobody as a soft team. So you got to go in and do what you got to do.
All game, baby. Wow, how you have inspired me.
I'll say I like the competitiveness. I'm a dog. I don't really do too much talking when I'm on the field, but if somebody say something or anything, I'm gonna say something back. that I'm just not a speak up type of guy. So just me having a dog in me, just the fight, the strive, the hard work and talent I have to put in and day out, and it shows up in the field.
Booker T. Washington and Coach Ice Harris have developed some great football players. Hanks, maybe the next one.
And for our next nominee, we go to Miami Central, where they are no strangers to great players on defense. Linebacker Ezekiel Marcelin. Now, for Ezekiel, it's all about family and football. He will look to follow in the footsteps of those before him from Miami Central.
Well, my dad put me in football when I was 4, and then I really was getting into it, and then I fell in love with it. But really what got me to stick with football was my end goal was to take care of my family, and just seeing everything that we've been through together just pushed me to go harder and harder every day.
But they beat us twice last year. That's a whole other.
Football is a very big thing in South Florida. A lot of guys come out of South Florida that's in the NFL right now, and it's a lot of kids looking to be in that situation, and that's their final goal. They're all amazing guys. Malachi, I got a chance to play against him my 10th grade year, and this football season, he's always give me a show as we play against each other. Any of your poor, we always go at it every game. We've been going at it since Optimist as well. Ben Hanks, we don't know if we cousins yet, but he had the same last name as my mom. Just being the oldest and then having my younger siblings come up under me, I just wanted to show them the way and show them how to be better than me. Just seeing the impact that I have on others, like the little kids in the neighborhood that look up to me, the little kids on the park, my little brothers, even elderly people, people that formerly played my position. Just things like that, just seeing people in my community happy, just seeing that I have a huge impact on the people around me.
Coming up next on the CBS Miami Nat More Trophy preview show, we meet the next 2 finalists for the trophy. Plus, Mike goes one-on-one with the trophy himself, Nat More. Baptist Health congratulates all of the 2024 Nat More Award finalists. Baptist Health, welcome to the warmer side of care.
Welcome back to Hard Rock Stadium. Now, in just a few days, we'll be naming our 5th Nat More Trophy winner, and we have a love-hate relationship with this trophy.
Well, it is because it's so hard to narrow down the best of the final 4, and it's even harder to determine a winner, Mike.
It certainly is. Each year, I think it gets harder. Now, one player who is certainly deserving is American Heritage wide receiver Malachi Toney. During the regular season, he caught more than 50 passes. A dozen of them ended up in the end zone. He's fast and explosive, but we were able to catch up with this speedster who's currently headed to the U.
I just can't be denied. Like, if I want something, I'm going to go get it, and the person in front of me will not be able to stop me. Like, I'm just so focused on my goals and just things like that. But I'm just blessed to be in this position. God put me here for a reason, I'll say. So I'm just representing my neighborhood and everyone that took care of me as a young age. I'm putting on for my little cousins. So I'm just a mentor to the youngest back in my family and around my neighborhood, so it'll mean a lot. For me, it's just the women in my family. Just growing up, it's been rough, but my mom and family members and grandma still took care of me, uncles. Just little stuff like that, seeing how hard they worked in the past So you just want to be able to bless them and just give back to them when you get older. Their role in my family is just so strong. My grandma, I wouldn't say I'm the favorite, but they know I'm the favorite. So she just keep me strong. She what keep me going. Like when she's not at the house, I'll be like, "Where my grandma?" You know when you in her presence. I'll just say that. She'll be loud, she feisty here and there. So the women just plays a big role in my family. The relationship with some of the other finalists, of course I met some of them at a young age. I played 7-on-7 with some of them. They just good people to be around on and off the field. We bond off the field. We'll go places 7-on-7. It's just fun. It's just good being around young men that have the same mindset as you.
Miami has done a great job recruiting American heritage. Looks like they've got another star in the making.
Well, and now that we've introduced you to Ben Hanks Jr., Ezekiel Marsland, and Malachi Tony, we introduce you to the quarterback of our 4 finalists. Miami-Norland Senior High School's Enio Yapor. Now, when he graduates, all the other quarterbacks are going to be chasing his records. But until then, let's enjoy getting to know QB1.
When it comes to being a leader on the field, I feel like I'm quiet on the standpoint when it comes to when we're on the field after I call a play. Like when it comes to trash talking, when it comes to us, just even asserting the other team or they're non-existent, in my opinion. Because it's like you're just an obstacle in front of me, in my opinion. Now, of course, my teammates, they hear my voice all the time. My O-line's getting play calls. I'm inspiring guys. I'm telling them to catch passes. But when in the midst of play, you won't catch, like you've seen many clips of people, trash talk. I don't do trash talk. When it comes to my personal attributes, the things that I was blessed with, I've been blessed with arm talent, and I feel like I've been blessed with arm talent, and I'm smart, and I could read things differently. I know when things are coming, I know when things are happening. I'm capable of seeing a whole football field and making sure things go the correct way. And of course, when you add that with my ability to make any throw on the football field at any moment, any time. When it comes to my competition, man, it's a great group of guys to be in on. Honestly, if any one of us win, I'm happy. Because honestly, it's fun. It's a trophy. It's not meant to be seen as something to put us against each other. I don't see it as that. I see it as an opportunity to get to know each other better almost. Because it's like, we all are great talents. Why do we have to be against each other in this moment? Football is our way of getting away from home, our way of getting away from the problems in our world, the way of getting away from tough situations in our household. I can't speak from experience, but I know a lot of guys who have used football as that way, just to not only a way to get out into a better situation, but also just an escape place, a safe place.
Next on the CBS Miami Nat More Trophy Preview Show, Nat More sits down with Mike Cunio as we discuss what makes these 4 finalists so special.
Welcome back to the Nat More Trophy Preview Special. This is a special moment. I'm here with the man himself. I mean, look, the mini Nat is right behind us.
Oh, let me turn around and look at this.
It looks good.
I mean, I did look good back there.
You did.
Now I'm
did.
old, so
no,
it's
no,
all changed.
Yes, we're here with the legend himself, Nat More, and can you believe this is the 5th one of these we're going to hand out? It seems like just yesterday, Henry Parrish was taking that first trophy off with him, and now here we are, year 5.
I just want to say thank you to CBS for doing this, because when I was approached actually 6 years ago, even though we've only done it 5 years ago, I was like, okay, I'll try it. And then to look at the fruits of the labor, the guys that have really excelled and and then went on to do well in college. So I think it's a great thing and happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's been awesome to see. And I know one of the big things for you when this started was making sure we were finding guys that were not just excellent football players, but excellent people off the field. And I think, honestly, this group, this Final Four, maybe exemplifies that more than any group we've ever had. And we've had some really special kids. But for you to see the work they're putting in the community as much as they are on the field, that's what I think brings it really home for you.
Extremely gratifying when you see how hard they work within the community, not just on the football field, because they're putting something back, just like people put things back for them. You know, I listen to Ben Hanks and some of these kids, I mean, there's so many of them. And I know Ben Hanks because I've known him forever. He's one of the 30, 40 guys that were nominated, and his dad is still working in the park. You know, they're still working with little kids. I mean, isn't that really what it's about? God's blessed you with some ability and a skill set, and now you pass it on. And that's what I love seeing from these high school kids, going back, being a part of the community so that whether they make it to the next level or not, they're giving something back.
I'm glad you mentioned the next level because, you know, in 2025, we could be talking about the first Nat More Trophy nominees playing on an NFL football field. When you look at the Henry Parishes, the Derek Wingos out there, for you, when that moment eventually happens, and it's going to happen because look at what Jeremiah Smith's doing as a freshman. So it's going to happen. One of these guys will be in the league one day. What will that moment be for you? Because you know, on that lower third on that super, it says he went to Ohio State / Nat More Trophy win. That's got to be cool.
Yeah, it's cool anytime you see someone go on and do something great and become a young man that reaches his potential and his dream. You know, and all these guys, everybody that plays football just about has dreams of one day not only playing college football but getting to the pros. But it's about the work ethic that you put in that eventually get you to where you want to go. And along the way, they're developing other skills of being great community citizens.
Now, I do want to end on this. These are, you know, some of the best guys in Dade and Broward, the top 4. You were one of these guys back in your day. What does it mean to you to go off to college, go off to the pros, and someone goes, oh, where are you from? And you say South Florida. What's the reaction you get? Because everyone around the country knows this is where football really lives and breathes.
Well, you know, when they talk football, they talk 3 states. Yeah. You know, contrary to what everybody thinks. California, Texas, and Florida. And I'm just happy to say that most times when I see our guys that are developed here in South Florida go up against California and Texas, we win out. And it just shows you the work that's put in by the coaches and everybody engaged, the families, the parents that are motivating our young kids to drive themselves to be successful. And when we finally get a guy that was a recipient or candidate of the CBS 4 Nat More Trophy, you're talking about elation. I will be extremely excited, but I'll also be excited because I know that same kid, no matter how well they do at the next level, they still going to think about their community. They're going to be a big part of the community because football ends, life goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Nat, well, appreciate your time as always. Can't wait to give this thing out come December. When we come back, we are going to hear from the Final 4 finalists for the 2024 Nat More Trophy. Cannot wait for that. Stay tuned. That's coming up next. Welcome back to the Nat More Trophy preview special. As you can see at home, I am not alone here at Hard Rock Stadium. Our Final 4 are here in the building. We get to know them a little bit better before we wrap things up. We got Enio Yapor, Malachi Tony, Ezekiel Marcelin, and Ben Hanks Jr. sitting next to me here in the building. Enio, I want to start with you. We haven't had a quarterback win this award yet. What would it mean to you to be the first QB1 to take home the Nat More?
Man, it's an amazing accomplishment and something I'm blessed to even be in the position to do. And honestly, to be one of the first to do it says a lot about, South Florida quarterbacks and quarterbacks in Florida in general. And even though there is a stereotype on how we may not be most recruitable, I feel like I'm showing why we are.
Now, there's that saying in football, the best ability is availability. How have you been this durable for this long to put up the numbers that you have?
Mainly, the main thing is consistency, and also keeping God first, like my relationship with Him, and just consistency, praying on Him every day, training every day, and honestly, I have a father figure in my life who is amazing, who is really the reason why I'm even able to be the position that I am in. He's taught me toughness, he's taught me responsibility, he taught me many things that this sport of football has helping me make it to where I am in this sport of football.
Speaking of football dads, Ben, your dad was a legend down here, went to play at, the University of Florida. How much football did you learn from him growing up?
I learned a lot of football. Just growing up, him coaching at Booker T when I was a little kid, just going through the time since I was a little kid, watching the state championship, me being able to see older guys do better things in life. So, it was amazing.
Yeah, we know you play on both sides of the ball. I believe you're going to go play cornerback at Florida, correct? Yeah. Why choose one position when we see guys like a Travis Hunter trying to play both sides this day and age?
For me, just being dominant on defense side of the ball is a lot. Shut on one side of the field is a great thing for defense, and just do a lot of things on the defensive side of the ball. So that's the main thing for me. I don't feel like doing both sides to get the headache of both, but it'd still be amazing to play both at the next level too.
But you got pretty good hands, right?
Yeah.
So ball comes your way, you're coming down with it no matter what side of the ball you're on?
Yes, sir.
That's what we like to hear. All right, speaking of being dominant on defense, Ezekiel, almost 30 career sacks from the linebacker position. How'd you do it?
I'm just a dog, and see ball, get ball.
See ball, get ball. There's been a lot of really good defensive players come out of Miami Central. You could be the next one. What kind of mentorship have those guys, the Wesley Basaints, the Ruben Baines, have they given you, or have you just learned from watching what they do and how they prepare?
As I played with them, they always gave me tips, and once they left, it was like they gave me the key. They gave me the key to the best thing in the country.
When you're at Central and someone gives you the keys to that defense like that, what kind of pressure does that feel like?
There's not really pressure. You just got to step up to the plate. Playing that trash spot, we always step in to the big lights.
Yeah.
So them giving me the key was not big for real.
All right, there you go. Malachi, speaking of no pressure, when you're at American Heritage, you follow in the footsteps of some pretty explosive athletes. The Miami Hurricanes have a couple on their roster. Brandon Ennis at Ohio State. What is it about American Heritage that kind of breeds these skill position players?
It's just a great program. We grind day in, day out. Coach Mike believes in his players, and the talent speaks for itself.
Let me ask you something. You're the only one here from Broward County.
No, I'm not from Broward.
You're not from Broward. Okay, so you're from Dade.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but you go to school in Broward. I was going to say, you're representing right now for Broward at
Yes,
the
sir.
moment, but you're still representing for Dade. We talk about Jeremiah Smith being this big physical wide receiver. We know you're a little bit different, though. Explosiveness is kind of your game.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about that.
With me being a receiver, I show a little bit of everything. I'm just not the receiver that do not want to be hit. I'll take a hit, come across the middle, and I'll go deep. So it just really pick your poison when it comes to sticking me.
Have you ever gone up against this guy?
We were supposed to. Well, we played against each other, but we played for like 2 quarters or 1 quarter maybe.
What would happen if we lined it up out there right now?
Yeah, guess we'll never
Best
know.
man. All right, we'll just leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. Guys, thank you so much for being here, taking the time to introduce yourselves to South Florida. It's been a pleasure getting to know you throughout the season. We'll see who ends up taking home that Nat More Trophy. Don't forget, you two can still vote at home. Go to natmoretrophy.com. And then December 4th, that's when we do it. That's when we pick a winner. The 2024 Nat More Trophy will be handed out. We'll see who the next South Florida legend is. Until then, next time you see these 4, it'll be on that main stage on CBS News Miami. Again, December 4th. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it, and we'll see you then.